Wait, na elia, ga zo ach. Skijendels, a kookpies, Canada. Elia put na seat. Dame sleppendem, gegooid het slek. Toen toe ze met hem de St. Joseph's Mission. Nakal mo khwas kawe. Kay khwat hoye se met. Maar zouden we het geld kook pien. Es knogendels. Es koordendem in het lokloch. De gla. Es mag hem stem. Es dames kopie stem. Kuchwaid. Kukstech kuch treilt kukbi. Kuchwaid is lach amskoch, zegt lach amskoch. Kukstech kuch de kuchwaid kukbi. Elie do ech pien. Dus makneemsels. Treilt kukbi, kukstech kuch, de kuchwaid, nog een is kalkal klimch. Treilt kukbi knoegende, kuchwaid doet te weeuwd. Elie put de sietert. Wanneer gap de noedelen wees we koch. Koos is zo ergs. Zo'n dam eet. Treilt kukbi. Kuchwaid smell the ois koch. The little chiefs. Wanneer kailgeld we. De zo ergs we. Stel hem stes. Stemmy we. Na elie zo kon zichten. Na elie geworden was hij een zaklig. Daarmee slepen. Kuchwaid lo. Zwet hem kotjet. Dan weet het geld. Wanneer je gemeen zo een tmich. Geworden is. Kuchwaid stes wanneer. Geld kukbi. Kukstech kuch. Na elie kuchwaid. Doe echt. Kuchwaid kukbi. Knoegmens doe echt de elie. Kukstech kuch doe nachom. Na eide zo echt. Mek oorden bes jane hootjam. Het slakleek is. Smemmelt. Is mijn laatst mes. Gap tui noedelen wees we go. Mek oorden te mes je zaklig. Maar ik stemt geld kukbi. White na elie. De zo echt. Wanneer je ja toe. Knoegen de kocht geld kukbi. Als ze les. Is kakneem toe. Zo kan jeans na elie. White de kup kukbi. De tskelenem. Wanneer je la. Je weet spelen jeans geld kukbi. White selkten. All my relations.
White kuchwaidab. You all chanach ya. Welcome everyone. Thank you to our honored guests for being here today. We are very happy to have you here on the territory. And on behalf of our community and our residential school survivors and their families, we wanted to present you with a few gifts that will remind you of your time here and be something that you can hold close to your heart when you think of our residential school survivors and the families that came forward from all of that pain. And so we made a couple of drums for you. And with that, the drums represent the heartbeat of the people, the heartbeat of all people, the two-legged. And because these drums were made here in the territory, they are from the territory like we are. So as they come to life, they bring forward the connection to our ancestors. They bring forward all those teachings in ceremony and all those teachings in song. So whenever we on the territory are using our drums and singing, those drums that you have been gifted will also be singing and rejoicing, or mourning, or honoring. So we're very happy to have you here today, and very glad that Cookbeat Willie and the council have led the way for us. And we will now present you with the drums and start the brush off. So as we get into the brush off as well, is that we're honoring our ancestors who are joining the circle with us today. That when we bring out the medicine and we sing our songs, that all of our ancestors know that they must gather and support us. So your ancestors, our ancestors are here watching over us and making sure that we're moving forward in a good way. So you will get your drums from Cookbeat Willie and Councillor Chris Wycott Sr. And you will step forward, and Charlene Bellew and I will brush you off. So, hui.
Next, we wanted to call up our youth reps from the community. We have Kian Philbrick and JC Gilbert. They're representing a really cool initiative that one of our community members started up, the Williams Lake First Nation 4-H Club. So this year we have over 30 kids in that club. These are a couple of steer kids, and they represent us on another front and another initiative that we want to continue to strive towards. Stand up front. Which is food sustainability. And we start looking into our crystal ball on the other side. When we start looking into our crystal ball and where we want to be as First Nation communities, food sustainability is a big part of that. And we have a 319-acre ranch located adjacent to the community, and these kids are potentially the future and beacons of hope that we have with this program, and represent us in a way that I think is more powerful than they even know. So we have two gifts. One gift is my children's book, Hockey with Dad, that we wanted to present to you. And the other is a really cool original illustration from Kevin Easthope, who illustrated both of my books. And the illustration is, I think, significant for what we're doing here. It shows the grandpa making a prayer and an offering to the water, and we start talking about food sustainability and our fish and how important they are to our culture as Secwepemc, as First Nations people, and how he's teaching those passings down to his grandson. So the frame that the picture is in was milled from Douglas fir by Kevin and his dad. They wanted me to make sure that make sure to explain exactly what is going on in the picture, exactly what the picture was made out of, and how it was sourced from not only the beauty of this region, but the resources of this region. So if we could ask the Prime Minister to step forward. The book is for his kids, and the illustration is for his home.
First of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the beautiful welcome onto this beautiful territory. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be welcomed by drummers, dancers, elders, and Chief Cookpee Willie Sellars and Council. Minister Miller and I are deeply touched by this extraordinary welcome to your territory. I am moved to be here. I am here both to indicate that all of Canada grieves with this community at the loss, the feelings of loss that have come since the discovery of the reflections, but also the deep loss that this community has felt over generations because of the legacy of residential schools. I'm mostly here to listen, to learn, to hear from elders and community members on what the path forward looks like, not just for this community, but for this country, in partnership, in respect, in reconciliation. I thank you for the beautiful gifts, and I'd like to offer this raven print. It's a frame print of a raven and an eagle by Alvin Mac, Coast Salish from Bella Coola. I know the eagle has powerful strengths in overseeing the healing and the protection of the community, and I want to gift this to you.
before we close the ceremony off and we finalize it with another drum song, there's one more gift that we want to give you, Prime Minister, sorry. We know how important it is to have family stand beside you as a politician, as a leader, as a human being. And you know, I know our supporting cast are the ones that hold us up, whether it's our children or whether it's our outlying family, but we know how important your significant other is to holding you up and supporting you and keeping you on the right path. Our counselors, Joanne and Shauna, are going to present you with a gift for your wife. And we would love it if Joanne could come up and give us a bit of background on where it came from and what it means. Councillor Joanne Louise.
Good afternoon or good morning. I'd like to welcome you to our territory. Joanne Louise Rinsquext. I'm the granddaughter of Chief James Louis, and my co-councillor is a direct descendant of the Chief Williams, and also too my grandson and my relative are also direct descendants of the hereditary chiefs, so I'd like to acknowledge that. Also acknowledge that we have 3 nations of this area present, so very grateful that we have representatives from the Silcotin and the Dikal here. And I'm very pleased to present you with a gift, and it is symbolizing the 93 reflections that were found. It's in the colors of the color that we symbolize with September 30th, the Day of Truth and Reconciliation. And we'd like to ask if your wife, Sophia, could use this on September 30th and to think of not only the survivors, but also the children of the survivors, and to ask for them to be strong so that they can still carry forward in a good way. So this gift is also coming from our relative Candy Winja, and she presented this, and the colors also have gold in there, which is a color that amplifies the healing in here. So if you'd kindly take a photograph of her with it, that would be great. Thank you. All my relations.
honoring